In this video, I'll show you the new massive web application update and go through some of the new features. Stay tuned. So we have a brand new look for our web application. This was launched yesterday. You may have logged in and noticed that things look a whole lot different. How different do they look? Well, all you have to do is look at the old design. We've included a link here to switch back to the old design if you like. We'll keep that up temporarily. But you can see when you compare the two that the new user interface is a lot more modern. It's a lot more user-friendly. And this is really a much different look and feel versus what we used to have. And so I'm very proud of the new look. I think it's going to be great. And I'm going to go through and not only show you the new user interface, but we'll also talk about some of the other improvements that we've made. There's a whole lot under the hood here beyond just a nice new interface that has improved the performance of the application, made it more user-friendly, and also added some key new features that I think you guys are going to like. One of the first things that you'll notice is that we did away with the left menu. So on this version, we have a menu on the left, and we had some features here on the left menu. We decided to do away with that to better utilize the screen. And so now you'll notice that we have a new scan button up here. This new scan button really has everything that the previous menu had, including processing a new spreadsheet, quick scan, and also your settings. So to process a new spreadsheet, you simply go in here, select Process Spreadsheet. You can select a file. We've also implemented a drag and drop feature. So if you want to use that, you can drag and drop into this. We still have our email notification option, and the rest is pretty similar to what we previously had. Now we have links here to your settings, so you can see your processing options here. You can select your marketplaces. You can update your API credentials, which this is by far easier to do than it used to be, since instead of having a separate line for each marketplace, we've now consolidated North America and Europe. So in order to get access to all of North America, you only put your keys in once, and you put another set of keys in for Europe, and you have access to 8 different marketplaces very quickly. This is much more efficient than it used to be. And so to process a list, we'll simply go in here. We've attached a file. We'll click Process, and you'll notice that the file will begin processing immediately. Now, one of the big changes that we've made is to the speed of our processing engine. So we have actually doubled the speed. It is anywhere from 80 to 100% faster than it used to be. So some lists that would take 10 minutes to process now take 5 minutes approximately. It's a pretty drastic change in speed, and I think you guys will appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and open a list so we can get to see what's going on in the grid. The first new thing you might notice here, if you're a pro seller, we now have a pro tier, is that we offer Amazon seller reviews and ratings in a column filterable view. So I know this is something a lot of people have been asking for, and we now have this, and you could filter out if Amazon is a seller, filter reviews. As always, every single column is filterable, including these new columns. Beyond that, the next big new feature is we have what we're calling our product detail page. This is a page that didn't previously exist. This is completely new, and it has some unique data here that we never had before. I'm going to go through some of that. You'll notice that we have last price change. It'll tell you when the last price change occurred. And we'll also have stuff like, sales rank that is historic. We'll have current sales rank, but we'll also show 30, 90, 180. And this line that it's comparing to here is actually the 365-day rank. So you can see, for example, for this product, that the current rank of 14,645 is actually quite lower than the average rank, which is pretty consistent along the 365-day average of 79,000. So if I were to analyze the profitability and, really if I were to analyze how much this product sells, I'm really not looking at this as a 14,000 sales rank. I'm looking at this more like a 79,000 rank, unless this is a unique item that's seasonal or something like that I need to take into account. We also have keeper charts here, and we've always provided a 30-day chart, but we now provide a 90-day chart. We now provide a 365-day chart as well, and you could switch between these and see in more detail what's going on. You can click on them, expand them to get a better view. And guys, these are the premium charts, so you get to see the sales rank charted over time. This is not the free chart, and we do not require you to have a separate Keepa subscription in order to get access to this. The profit and ROI calculator here is also pretty cool. This really shows you how everything is calculated. It starts with sell price, and it subtracts referral fee, variable closing, going down the list, and going all the way down here until it spits out profit, ROI, and margin. I could very easily edit this, and you could see the profit, ROI, and everything changes. So you could play out some scenarios here, and it's really nice to do on this calculator because it's very easy. You could also change your purchase price as always, and that'll also change the profit and ROI. You could change the package quantity to account for multi-packs. And I think you guys get the idea, but all of these cells here are editable, and you can play with the calculator. You could change to fulfillment by merchant, MFN, or fulfillment by Amazon, FBA, and see what those two different scenarios look like. The next new thing is current sellers list. We didn't have this before. We'll tell you on this particular product, there's only one seller, and they have the buy box, and you see the little green buy box icon. But on other listings where there's multiple sellers, you could quickly see who has the buy box. You could click into this, and you can see this in more detail here. See, the core store is in here as well, and we'll actually add the shipping price if they're shipping into this price number, so that you could see the actual selling price, not some low number plus a very high shipping cost, which we know happens. We also have product variations. This one has quite a few product variations. These are also links. You can check these out and take a look at the different variants. And that's a feature people have been asking for a lot, and I think you guys will find that to be very useful. We also have something new here, which is Can I Sell? So you can click this, and it'll take you to a link to log into your account, and it'll quickly tell you if there are any restrictions on selling this product. And you could obviously see it on Amazon. Click that. That's pretty basic. And you can get right to a favorites list here and add this product to a favorites list. And what's unique here is it'll actually tell you with this little number how many different times this product shows up in different favorites lists. So now this product is in 2 lists. We'll see that it has a number 2 up here. So that could be pretty useful. We also have MultiSelect functionality now. This is something that didn't previously exist, and this is pretty useful. For example, if I wanted to add multiple products to favorites, and it would be kind of annoying to do it one by one. So now you can select multiple products and use this menu, and it will tell you 8 products added to the favorites lists. So you can see I just added 8 products to a favorites list just like that. The multi-select works that way for all of these options. If I wanted to export just these products into an Excel spreadsheet, for example, I can do that. And you can see that it only exported the products that I told it to export. So this is a pretty cool new feature. All of these multi-select functions work the same way. As you select them on the menu on the left, you could either select all, or you could select certain products, and then you could apply the multi-select features. The additional cost menu here, this is pretty much the same as it was before. The column chooser is now in this button up here. It used to be in a different place, and this works the same way. You can quickly modify how you see things in the grid. Of course, you could still move columns around just like before. You could remove columns, add columns. You could save custom views in the grid view here. That's all stuff that we had in the previous version. So one other cool thing here, and this is for quality of life, is you could now switch between lists from the results page. So we have this little drop down here, and I'm currently looking at this list right here, but if I wanted to switch over, and let's say I wanted to see a favorites list, I can do that. And so I selected a favorites list, and here it is. Previously what I would have to do is I would have to go back to the dashboard and select it, but now you can do it all within the results screen without moving around too much. The other interesting thing is we've made some changes to make the screen utilization of the new web application much more efficient. So for example, I'm going to load the same list in the old user interface, and you'll see what I mean. When we're analyzing bulk products, it's very effective to be able to see as much data at one time as you can. If you're working on a smaller, in a smaller area, it makes it very difficult to analyze a lot of data because you're having to do a lot of scrolling and you're only seeing a small window. The bigger we can make the data window, the better, and the easier it is to use the program. So we've made some changes, and you can see if I click back and forth that we've eliminated a lot of space in the top up here. And so where this grid starts sort of at this point down here, you could see, and that was like over here, our new grid starts all the way up here. And so that gives you quite a bit of extra viewing space. It's about 15 to 20% more vertical viewing space on the same screen. We've also made some changes in how we display things like Amazon Link. So if you look here, we have Amazon Link displayed as a full link, and that's taking up quite a bit of space. It's also the same for Keepa and Camel links. They're taking up a lot of space here, and it's really not necessary. So we've replaced that with an icon instead, and it works the same way. If you export to Excel, it'll still show you the full URL, but in the grid, it's only going to show you a very small icon instead to save space, again, for efficiency. There are a lot of little things also in addition that I'm not going to be able to cover because this would be a very long video. For example, we've integrated, some market flags and things that, we didn't quite have before. You see here, you couldn't really tell what market these were scanned for unless you looked at the US prefix and the file name. And now it's much easier to see that, well, in these lists, these are all United States. But for example, if I were to process a new spreadsheet and select, if I were to select, for example, Mexico, and save that, when I process a new spreadsheet, you'll see that it'll show you a Mexico flag. So it's just much easier to kind of see, if you are a seller that's selling in multiple marketplaces, see where you're selling. We're also, showing, more integrated knowledge base articles. We're still working on a few bugs here. It's not showing all the articles, but it will in the next few days as we clean it up. And we're also giving you direct access to our latest tweets, our latest blog posts, and other links down here in the footer. Guys, beyond this, there are just really dozens and dozens, probably over 100 small improvements and fixes and things to make the program run smoother. There are a lot of things going on in the background here that you can't see, but you'll be able to feel using the application. I hope you guys really enjoy it. This is a big update, and we are working on many, many more updates. We are going to start pushing out updates multiple times per week to tweak some things that need to be tweaked, but also continue to release new features. So stay tuned. If you don't already follow us on Twitter and on Facebook, I really suggest you do, so that way you get notified of the latest updates. We're going to be putting out a lot of content, and so you want to be able to see that. So please subscribe so you get to see that content as soon as it comes out, and you can use our application in a way where you're utilizing all of the latest and greatest technology that we're putting out. Thanks for watching the video, and hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care.